Victor Wembanyama hit the hardwood face first, and for a few terrifying seconds, the entire NBA held its breath. One night after making history as the youngest and first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year, the 7 feet 4 inches centerpiece of the San Antonio Spurs went down hard in Game 2 against the Portland Trail Blazers. Midway through the second quarter, a foul by Drew Holiday sent Wembanyama spinning, and instead of bracing, he tried to pass. No hands, no protection, just jaw meeting hardwood at full speed. The arena went dead silent. His head bounced. His body froze. For a moment, he looked completely out. When he tried to rise, he collapsed again. A player built like a skyscraper suddenly looked fragile. Teammates rushed in. Fans watched in shock. Replays? Almost unwatchable. Somehow he sat up. Even tried to downplay it. Classic concussion behavior. Just a little headache, he told teammates. But the damage was clear. He was pulled into protocol immediately and ruled out as San Antonio fell 106-103. Series tied. But suddenly, nobody cared about the score. Because 24 hours earlier, he was on top of the world. Wembanyama had just swept all 100 votes for DPOY, something never done before. Not even legends like Michael Jordan or David Robinson managed that level of dominance. Add in his unanimous Rookie of the Year win in 2024, and he's now standing alone in NBA history. And the numbers back it up: 25 points, 11.5 boards, 3.1 blocks per game. A league best 197 total blocks. Opponents shot just 42% when he was on the floor because most were too scared to even try. He didn't just defend the rim, he erased it. Now he's also in the MVP race against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic, stacking accolades at a pace the league has never seen. And just like that, it all hangs in the balance. Because in one split second, greatness met gravity and reminded everyone how quickly a legacy can be shaken by a single fall. Victor Wembanyama had already conquered the season, then reality hit harder than the hardwood. His head bounced. His body froze. For a moment, he looked completely out. When he tried to rise, he collapsed again. A player built like a skyscraper suddenly looked fragile. Teammates rushed in. Fans watched in shock. Replays? Almost unwatchable. For trophies locked in. History rewritten. And yet, the path to that dominance was anything but smooth. Just a year earlier, a dangerous blood clot, deep vein thrombosis in his shoulder, cut his 2024-25 campaign short at 46 games. He missed the 65-game requirement, stripping him of awards he was favored to win. Most players stall there. He rebuilt, managed every minute, fought his way back just to qualify. And then came the fall when he slammed face first into the court in Game 2. It wasn't just a scary moment, it was a cruel echo of everything he had already battled to overcome. The highest peak followed immediately by a gut-dropping plunge. Within 24 hours, the league went from celebrating his greatness to fearing for his health. The San Antonio Spurs lost 106-103 to the Portland Trail Blazers after blowing a 14-point lead. But that score barely mattered. Head coach Mitch Johnson offered the only sliver of relief: a concussion, nothing more. No fractures, no neck damage, no hospital trip, just protocol and a waiting game. Still, just a concussion doesn't soften the blow when your entire system runs through one player. San Antonio finished 62-20, their best season in years, powered by a 7 feet 4 inches force who warps the game itself. With Wembanyama on the floor, they outperformed opponents by 15.2 points per 100 possessions. Without him, that dominance evaporates. Not a gap, a canyon. You don't replace that. Luke Cornett stepped in admirably. Stephon Castle led the scoring. Devin Vassell and De'Aaron Fox chipped in. Effort wasn't the issue, gravity was. Wembanyama bends defenses, collapses spacing, dictates every possession. Without him, the offense stalled, the defense cracked, and the Spurs looked human. Even opposing coach Tiago Splitter didn't talk strategy. He called the moment scary. Because it was. This isn't just about a playoff series anymore. It's about a generational talent who clawed back from a life-threatening condition, reached heights no one else has touched, and now finds himself staring down another uncertain road. Sometimes the game reminds you no matter how high you rise, It only takes one fall to change everything. The moment Victor Wembanyama went down, the game stopped being about basketball. Inside the San Antonio Spurs locker room, there was no talk of Game 3, no strategy, no panic about the series. Just concern. Pure, human concern. Teammates didn't ask, "When is he back?" They asked, "Is he okay?" That shift says everything. Because concussions don't play by normal injury rules. Doctors are clear. This isn't a sore ankle you tape up and push through. A concussion is a brain injury, unpredictable, layered, and sometimes deceptive. Symptoms can be mild or linger for days. Headaches, fogginess, disorientation. Worse signs like nausea or vomiting. Immediate red flags to when he slammed face first into the court in Game 2. It wasn't just a scary moment, it was a cruel echo of everything he had already battled to overcome. The highest peak followed immediately by a gut-dropping plunge. Within 24 hours, the league went from celebrating his greatness to fearing for his health. The San Antonio Spurs lost 106-103 to the Portland Trail Blazers after blowing a 14-point lead. But that score barely mattered. Head coach Mitch Johnson offered the only sliver of relief. A concussion, nothing more. No fractures, no neck damage, no hospital trip, just protocol and a waiting game. The NBA doesn't take chances here. Protocol is strict by design. If a concussion is suspected, a player is out, no debate. If diagnosed, there's a mandatory 48-hour minimum before even thinking about full activity, followed by a step-by-step ramp-up. Light cardio, then movement, then non-contact drills. No shortcuts, no exceptions. Which brings us to the clock. Game 3 looms in Portland, but expecting Wembanyama back, that soon feels optimistic at best. Average recovery sits around 7 to 10 days, which could sideline him until Game 5 or even a potential Game 7. Yes, there's a slim window technically. 72 hours could clear him, but that would be lightning fast and borderline reckless in a playoff environment this physical. There was, however, a flicker of good news that a day after the fall, Wembanyama reportedly completed light cardio, without symptoms getting worse. That's step one. He's also hopeful to travel with the team, hopeful being the key word. It means he's progressing, not regressing. It means the door isn't shut, but opening that door too quickly comes with risk. Rushing a brain injury for the sake of a playoff game isn't toughness, it's gambling with something far bigger than basketball. The Spurs know it, the league knows it, and deep down fans know it too. Because this isn't about whether San Antonio can survive the series, it's about whether a generational talent, who already fought his way back from something far more dangerous than a loss, is given the time to fully recover so the story doesn't end before it truly begins. To their credit, the Spurs aren't helpless. They went 12-6 without him this season. Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, De'Aaron Fox, this roster is fight. But let's be real, replacing Wembanyama isn't plugging a gap. It's trying to replicate gravity itself. Everything tightens without him. Space disappears. Mistakes multiply, but it's not just a timetable, it's a cloud. No one knows if Victor Wembanyama is dealing with a 3-day setback or a 2-week shutdown. That's the brutal truth about concussions. The brain answers to no schedule. Not the San Antonio Spurs, not the doctors, not even Wembanyama himself. And that uncertainty hits harder when you zoom out. This is a 22-year-old who, just hours earlier, made history with the most dominant defensive award the league has ever seen. The same player who shattered expectations in his playoff debut, who clawed back from a blood clot that nearly derailed his career, and then delivered one of the most overwhelming third seasons the NBA has ever witnessed. He powered San Antonio to 62-20, their best run since the Tim Duncan era peak, and dragged them from rebuilding to real contention in record time. Now, he's in a dark room, sidelined, while a first-round series sits tied 1-1. To their credit, the Spurs aren't helpless. They went 12-6 without him this season. Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, De'Aaron Fox, this roster has fight. But let's be real, replacing Wembanyama isn't plugging a gap. It's trying to replicate gravity itself. Everything tightens without him. Space disappears. Mistakes multiply. And despite the chaos, there's no villain here. Drew Holiday didn't make a dirty play, just an unfortunate one at the worst possible angle. A routine foul turned dangerous because of physics, timing, and a 7 feet 4 inches frame with no way to break the fall. Inside the San Antonio Spurs locker room, there was no talk of Game 3, no strategy, no panic about the series. Just concern. Pure, human concern. Teammates didn't ask, "When is he back?" They asked, "Is he okay?" That shift says everything. What lingers isn't the contact, it's what Wembanyama said after. Flat on his back, clearly shaken, he told his teammate he was fine. Just a headache. He tried to calm them. That's who he is, wired to compete, wired to reassure. But that mindset cuts both ways. Because the fiercest competitors are often the last to admit when something's wrong. And that's where the real danger lies. Game 3 shifts to Portland. The clock is ticking. The pressure is real. But rushing a brain injury for playoff urgency is a gamble with consequences far bigger than a series lead. Right now, the league waits. The team waits. And somewhere behind closed doors, a generational talent is trying to convince everyone, including himself, that he's ready. But sometimes the strongest move isn't getting back on the court, it's knowing when not to. Again, thanks for watching this video. If you like this, then subscribe for watch more content like this.